This demonstrates how the machine for removing the gantry is installed. In the toolbox, find a suitable wrench. Based on the overall machine photographs provided by our service department, place the gantry or the side rotary axis next to the machine table. Once all parts are ready, begin by assembling the machine's feet. Depending on the specific machine model, the style of the feet may vary, resulting in slightly different installation methods. Use a wrench to tighten the screws. For certain machine models, the screws must first be installed into the machine feet before the foot pads can be secured. Depending on the specific type of foot, install the machine feet accordingly. Position the outriggers, clear the workspace, and prepare the lifting equipment. Select lifting equipment suitable for your factory. Use it to lift the machine table. If you have a small lifting device, you may also choose to install the leveling feet on one side of the machine first, and then install the feet on the other side. Rotate the screws, leaving a clearance of 10-20 mm to facilitate subsequent desktop leveling. Locate a spirit level or another leveling tool. If you do not have a dedicated leveling tool, you can opt to use a long hose filled with water, which serves equally well as a leveling guide. When leveling the machine, first adjust the heights of the 4 outer feet, front, back, left, and right. The heights of the 2 central feet should be adjusted last. Once the machine table has been leveled, use a hoist to lift the machine gantry and place it onto the sliders on the rails. Remove the screws from the slider. If the machine's Y-axis motor is still attached, you must remove the Y-axis motor first to prevent the motor gear from being damaged by impact. During installation, pay attention to the slider's lubrication tubing. The tubing must be routed through the designated pre-drilled hole. During the descent, slowly pull on the oil line, taking care not to pinch or compress it. Before lowering the component into place, use a metal rod inserted through the screw hole to properly align its position. This facilitates the subsequent installation and tightening of the screws. Once the position has been confirmed, install all the screws. Connect the lubrication lines on both sides. After tightening the screws and with the motor not yet installed, you can manually push the Y-axis back and forth to check if the movement is smooth. Gear mounting position. A proper degree of tightness must be maintained between the gear and the rack teeth. If you wish to check the tightness of the gear mesh, you can start by removing the motor. First, tighten the two screws, then manually rotate the belt shaft. Observe whether the Y-axis slider moves responsively as the pulley rotates. Once the meshing is confirmed, reinstall the motor. Press down on the belt by hand. Allow for a certain amount of slack, approximately 2 to 3 mm of elasticity. Do not wear your belt too tightly. Install the machine home position sensor switch. Slowly push the gantry forward, bringing the sensor close to the iron trigger. Ensure the sensing surface faces upwards. Secure the screws. Maintain a distance of 1-2 mm between the sensor surface and the metal plate. Pay close attention to this area. Ensure that the metal plate does not strike and damage the sensor. Secure the origin sensor. Standard machines have only one home sensor, located on the left side. Specialized machines have two sensors. Install machine cable trays. After installing the brackets, you may first push the machine's gantry to the rearmost position. At this stage, take care to ensure that the cable tray does not collide with the machine's safety limit blocks. Secure the cable trunking screws, and install and secure the end of the threaded pipe. Install the cover plate. Secure the power socket for the water pump. Note, for air-cooled spindles, this power socket is not present. Secure the other end of the cable duct. The exact position varies slightly depending on the specific machine model. At this point, you may connect the machine to a power source. Depending on the specific machine model, available voltage options include 220V and 380V. Observe the location of the wiring terminals. Locate the input and output terminals. This machine utilizes the rich Auto DSP A11 controller. Please follow the connection method shown in the video. Turn on the machine's power. You may attempt to move the X, Y, and Z axes, and then home all axes. Replace the pointed tool. Slowly lower the Z-axis and locate a small hole on the work surface. Then, set the XY0 at this position. Raise Z-axis, move X-axis 1000 mm. Lower the Z-axis. Position at the second small hole mark. Move the Y-axis by 2000 mm position to the third point. Move 1000 mm in the negative direction along the X-axis to position at the fourth point. Using a ruler, measure the distance between two diagonal points. Based on the corresponding directions, what is the dimensional difference between the two diagonals? After calculating the difference, shift both sides of the Y-axis by the corresponding distance. Correct the diagonal dimensions. Loosen the screws located beneath the gantry, but ensure that one screw remains snug. Keep the two diagonal screws slightly tighter. This machine is equipped with stepper motor drives. Dimensions can be precisely corrected by adjusting the motor's direction of rotation. Since the spindle assembly utilizes two motors, one of the Y-axis motors is configured to rotate in the reverse direction. Turn off the machine's power. Locate the A+, B+, and B terminals on the Y-axis motor. Swap the positions of A and A. Turn on the machine's power. Note, after starting the motor, under no circumstances should you allow the Y-axis to return to its home position. Simply click the cancel button. Then, based on the diagonal dimension, move the Y-axis forward or backward by the corresponding distance. When moving the machine, observe the position of the slider carefully. Verify that the direction of movement is correct. After moving, secure the gantry screws. Restore the two wires A and A that you just adjusted to their original positions. Restart the machine's power. Slowly move the Y-axis, ensuring that both sides of the Y-axis move in the same direction. Use the spindle again to mark the new points. Recheck the dimensions between the diagonals. Adjust the positioning until the diagonal dimension error is approximately 0.5 mm. After error correction, install the motor cover. The fixing strips for both side edges of the desktop have been installed. If your machine does not have a side rotary axis, the assembly is complete. If your machine does have a side rotary axis, please continue watching. Use a hoist to position the rotating shaft. Install the anchor bolts. Screw the rotating shaft bracket to the machine body. The motor cable and the sensor switch cable for the rotary axis are connected to the plug located on the side of the control box. If your machine has a laser function, please continue watching. Remove the laser tube retaining clips. Carefully remove the CO2 glass tube. Position the CO2 laser tube so that its water outlet faces upward. The laser emission end should be positioned 10-20 cm away from the reflector mirror. Secure the laser tube to prevent it from shaking during machine movement. Connect the inlet and outlet pipes according to the labels on the pipes. Applying some water or soapy water to the ends of the water pipes facilitates a smooth and easy installation. Connect a thick wire to the high voltage terminal of the laser tube, specifically, the end fitted with a cap. Secure the wire firmly using the screw, and then cover it with the cap. The thin wire connects to the output end of the laser tube. This corresponds to the low voltage terminal of the laser tube. The laser tube's light-emitting aperture must not be obstructed. Use a bucket to prepare clean tap water. On the left side of the machine, the two white water pipes are the inlet and outlet pipes for the laser tube. Locate the inlet pipe and connect it to the water pump. Place the outlet pipe in the water bucket. Note that the two water pipes must not be reversed. Start the water pump. Observe the direction of the water flow inside the laser tube. It should flow from the lower inlet to the upper outlet. Note that, once the water is flowing, there must be no air bubbles remaining inside the laser tube. Once the water flow is confirmed to be correct, install the protective cover. For the subsequent laser calibration, please watch the other videos. Goodbye.